the batch, then we can work out for the wife.
Now, for your reading, the first thing you have here as a topic is matching paragraphs. Matching paragraphs is the simplest part of, or is the simplest topic in reading test. Matching paragraphs is the simplest topic in reading test. How is it the simplest topic? This is because your answers to matching paragraphs questions are situated at certain locations in every paragraph. So you do not need to follow the template of reading questions first, going through the passage, going back to the question before finding your answer. Don't go through these protocols. For matching paragraphs, you know where your answers are fixed. All you need to do is read question number 1. Once you read the instructions and you've identified and understood what the instruction is saying, the next thing you need to do is read just question 1. You can read your question 1 like twice or thrice to make sure you've understood it. Then go to the paragraphs. Now, when you get to your paragraphs, your answers are, before I tell you where your answers are fixed, you're going to help me, you're going to solve something for me right away. Okay. Ladies first. Precious, please tell us. No, ladies first. We are gentlemen everywhere. We respect that. Is please, let's respect practice that be. Let's respect the practice that has been that we've been respecting for years. Especially when it's time to hang out, ladies first. When you want to open the door, ladies first. When you want to serve the food, say ladies first. In the classroom, ladies first. We need to respect that. Here, how many? Please note that this line, the lines here represent. Now here, please understand that each line here represents write-up. Each of the lines in the box, the lines represent write-ups. So please, I would like to find out, Precious, please help us. How many sentences do you think we have in here? How many sentences do you think we have there? Precious? 5? Okay. Final answer 5, right? Yes, 5. All right, thank you. Francis, please help us. How many sentences do you think we have on here? In the first sentence, the second sentence, or the last sentence of each paragraph? These are the fixed spots or locations where you can find your answers to matching paragraphs questions. You do not necessarily need to read the questions first, going to read the passage, coming back to the questions before getting your answer. No. In matching paragraphs, your answers are fixed. So you can find your answers either in the first sentence of the paragraph, or the second sentence of the paragraph, or the last sentence of the paragraph. If you go through first, second, and last sentences of each of a paragraph and you don't find your answer, go to the next paragraph, check the first, second, or last sentence of each paragraph. Please, do you understand this? Okay, that's for matching paragraphs. We would have, I would also give you a projected practical experience on how to get your matching paragraphs questions. Let's also look at locating or identifying information. Locating or identifying information. The questions on locating or identifying information, your answers are pretty much synonymous with matching paragraphs questions. In other words, when you are treating locating or identified information, what you need to do, what you are required to do is to read a particular information or statement. Then you are meant to go through the paragraphs and identify which paragraph has a similar information. Which paragraph has this sort of information that is given to you as your question? For instance, if a statement says becoming a part of a club, and then a paragraph says to join an association, you are required to show your profile as a person. You must be a philanthropist, meaning you should have the helping spirit and mind. You should be able to you should be willing to help people, without being compelled. You should also have attained the level in life. You should own some businesses. You should be comfortable, basically. So these are the requirements for you to become a member of an association. Now, the question says to join a club. So this particular paragraph that gives you all the requirements to joining or becoming a member of an association is referring to joining a club. Because of course you don't expect IELTS to repeat the same words in the question right in the paragraphs. There will always be paraphrase. So please prepare your minds for that. So when you come to locating or identifying information, you are required to read statements or information and go through the paragraphs to find out which paragraph says something about any of the statements, right? Okay. Did it time out? So for those of us whose test will be coming up on 27th, I really hope that you have gotten, if you're doing the paper-based test, I really hope that you have gotten your pencils all sharpened. You have your international passport readily available. Make sure you don't leave your international passport elsewhere, or you've submitted it at the embassy. Make sure it is with you physically, right? Because without it, you can't get into the test venue. Okay. So to get your answers to locating or identifying information, 60% of your answers can be found in the first, second, or last sentences of each question. For locating or identifying information, 60% of your answers are fixed or stationed at either the first sentence or second sentence or last sentence of each paragraph. Okay? So you really need to follow the same approach as matching paragraphs. That would help you to get about or well over 60% of your answers to identifying or locating information. Now, what happens to the remaining 40%? The remaining 40% of your answers can be found at the middle of your paragraphs. So if you don't get your answers within the first, second, and last sentences, automatically you'll find them in the middle. But 60% of your answers can be found at those 3 spots in each paragraph. Okay? Please, do you understand this? Okay. Now let's go to sentence completion. For sentence, or let me even establish something. Matching paragraphs. For matching paragraphs, your answers are usually randomly placed. So I have just established that you can locate your answers either in the first sentence or second sentence or last sentence of each paragraph. On the other hand, you need to locate which paragraph has the answer fixed in the first or second or last sentences. What does this imply? It is randomly placed. It's not like your first answer will come in the first paragraph, second answer comes in the second paragraph. No. Your answer can be anywhere. Your first answer can be in the 5th paragraph. Second answer can be in the 3rd paragraph. Your 3rd answer can be in the 1st paragraph. But the good thing is they are fixed either in the first or second or last sentences. Please, is this clear to you? The same thing happens to locating and identifying information. The answers are also randomly placed. The answers are randomly placed. Now let's come to sentence completion. For sentence completion, your answers are always in the descending order of magnitude. Your answers are always in the descending order of magnitude. So it means when your first answer, once you find it maybe in the first paragraph, maybe second sentence of the first paragraph, your answer to question 2 of matching of sentence completion will be found either in the middle or the end part of the first paragraph. That means first answer was here, second answer stepped down, the next answer will be found here or steps down. So answers keep descending. So the major step is find out where your first answer is. So when you find your first answer, the next answers will keep coming down. Right? So for sentence completion, what are you required to do? You are to fill in or you are to provide missing information to sentences. So a sentence would be incomplete. So you are required to get the exact word or words to fill in those blanks. But you're not writing them in the question. Your answers must be written on your answer paper. Right? So, how does sentence completion or how do sentence completion questions come? For your sentence completions, you will read a complete passage written in different paragraphs. It may not necessarily be labeled A, B, C, D. It could just be the regular paragraph passage with paragraphs that are just written out. So after reading the complete passage, you would notice that there is an extraction. So there will be an extraction, a little guided composition. This composition is gotten from information picked from different paragraphs, then combined together to compose a short piece. Now, when you find a short piece, there will be blanks in the short piece. There will be blank spaces that you are meant to provide missing information. So where do you get these answers from? The answers will be gotten from the main passage. So the first thing is find out where this extraction was made from. The first information, the first sentence, which of the paragraphs was it made from? It could be from the last sentence of the first paragraph. They will use it to compose a sentence. Then they will pick another information from here and continue writing. Pick another one from here. So they will use it to compose a short piece. Then amidst each sentence, there would be blank spaces. So you're meant to provide answers to those questions. So how do you get your answers? You need to understand that your answers